Manchester United could get £60 million transfer answer in season-defining game. Man United travel to South London tonight to take on Crystal Palace in a vital Premier League fixture. Manchester United are looking to improve on a run of 2 wins in their last 9 Premier League games when they face Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park on Monday. United's stumbles in the league have ended their chances of Champions League qualification and have instead left them fighting for a top 6 spot. Erik Ten Hag has more injuries to contend with as well, with Harry Maguire ruled out and Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes battling to prove their fitness to feature against the in-form Eagles, who have 3 of their previous games and have been impressive under new manager Oliver Glasner. Fernandez record at stake. Bruno Fernandes is yet to miss a United game through injury after more than 4 years at the club, but he is a doubt for the game at Selhurst Park and faces a race against time to maintain that perfect record. The 29-year-old suffered a broken hand at Wembley 2 weeks ago and has played through the pain barrier against Sheffield United and Burnley, but he had a problem after that draw with the Clarets that has left him doubtful. Fernandes' absence would probably give Mason Mount the chance to start in his preferred attacking midfield role, but United would be weaker without their in-form captain, and at a time when they need the points that would be bad news. Olay's scouting mission. This Palace squad is full of entertaining attacking outlets, and right-winger Michael Olise, the subject of interest from Chelsea last summer, is attracting coveted glances once again. United are one of the teams reported to be in for the 22-year-old, and they will get to see up close just how good he is tonight. His record of 7 goals and 4 assists in 16 Premier League games this season is impressive. With Antony set to start on the right for United, the comparison between the effectiveness of the 2 wingers will be something to keep an eye on. Points and goals needed. A run of just 2 wins in 9 Premier League games means there is now a real danger that United could end up out of Europe entirely, never mind having to settle for the Europa Conference League. Winning the FA Cup could still make the league finish irrelevant when it comes to Europe, but that is a pressure you don't want in a game in which you are underdogs for. A strong finish in the final 4 games is badly needed. This United side still has work to do to avoid the record set in 2021-22 as well, when a record of 57 goals scored resulted in a goal difference of 0 and a return of 58 points was the lowest in the Premier League era. They are 5 goals and 4 points short of those tallies at the moment. Palace playing well. This game will be a test for United as well. Under Glasner, Palace have improved drastically, and they are now unbeaten in 4 games, with 3 of them wins. Their last 2 at Selhurst Park have ended in a 5-2 win against West Ham and a 2-0 success against Newcastle. With Ezen Olise pulling the strings, Jean-Philippe Mateta scoring goals and Adam Wharton looking like an excellent buy in midfield, they pose a real threat. United will need to be at their best to get a result. Manchester United respond to Bruno Fernandes' comments about his future. Bruno Fernandes suggested he could be open to leaving Man United in the summer after 4.5 years at the club. Erik Ten Hag insists Bruno Fernandes will, definitely, see out his contract at Manchester United despite the Portuguese suggesting he could leave in the summer. Ten Hag suggested Fernandes' interview with DAZN Portugal in his mother tongue was taken out of context. Fernandes said, "If you want me to be very honest, if I have to think about not continuing in the Premier League, it won't be until after the Euros." The United manager is not certain to remain at the club beyond this season, but Ten Hag stressed he would, absolutely, want to keep Fernandes. Absolutely, but that was also taken out of context, Ten Hag said. "I haven't even asked Fernandes about the context, because I know he is Manchester United and I think he is very happy to be here." When asked if Fernandes, who is under contract at United until 2026 with the option of an additional year, would remain at the club for at least 2 more years, Ten Hag replied, "Definitely." Fernandes is a doubt for United's Premier League fixture away to Crystal Palace on Monday night with a broken hand, although Ten Hag stressed the captain would fight to be involved. The 29-year-old was not involved in team training on Thursday before United players' day off on Friday, but Fernandes is moving freely and could play with a protective cast. Fernandes is United's top scorer this season and he has never missed a club game through injury. Ten Hag is in awe at the Portugal international's durability. Absolutely important to have him available. Taking responsibility is one of the biggest assets nowadays top footballers have to show and to deliver. Bruno always delivers. He is always available, he never misses a game and always plays in a good level and always giving energy to a team, and such assets are necessary to be successful. It is also a very subjective criteria, to be fit. One is sure, Bruno is a real fighter. Last year for instance, when we played Brighton in the semi-final, he played with an ankle that was so thick, unbelievable. He couldn't run, but he was still on the pitch. What is fair enough is that Bruno is a very good example for many other players. Manchester United holding talks with Jadon Sancho during loan. Jadon Sancho is on loan at Borussia Dortmund for the remainder of the season and is expected to be sold in the summer. Manchester United officials met Jadon Sancho in March during his loan spell at Borussia Dortmund. Sancho rejoined Dortmund for a loan fee rising to €7.5 million in January after he was banished from the United squad by manager Erik Ten Hag, whom he accused of lying over his omission from the squad against Arsenal in September. Dortmund are 90 minutes away from a third Champions League final after they beat Paris Saint-Germain 1-0 in their semi-final first leg last week, and Sancho impressed up against Nuno Mendes on the right-hand side. Ten Hag noted Sancho's prominent performance will have increased his value amid the probability he will be sold in the summer. United would demand a fee of at least £30 million for the 24-year-old 3 years on from his £72.9 million arrival. Former football director John Murtough and director of football negotiations flew to Dortmund earlier this year to touch base with Sancho. It is common practice for United representatives to check in on loanees. Goalkeeping coach Richard Hartis stayed in touch with Dean Henderson last season. Deputy football director Andy O'Boyle visited Alex Telles when Sevilla played Manchester City in the Champions League, and former technical director Darren Fletcher telephoned Erik Bailly while he was at Marseille. "We are close in that process," Ten Hag said of United monitoring Sancho. "We are visiting games, not only yesterday. We visit, I would not say all the games, but we have seen more games from Dortmund where Jadon was performing there. We also had a visit with him, we had a talk with him during his stay there, and we will keep going with this process. We will continually be in contact and communicate with them." Sancho has tallied a modest 3 goals and 2 assists since he returned to Dortmund, only 5th in the Bundesliga table and 3 points behind 4th-placed RB Leipzig. While Sancho's midweek performance was predictably overstated, Ten Hag drew attention to Dortmund's disappointing domestic season. "There was a conflict between Sancho and Ten Hag, and let's first finish the season," Ten Hag added. "He is not here now, so stay away from this issue now because it is not important. He has the return of the semi-final. For them also in the league it is not going that well for them, and we have 4 important games in the league and the FA Cup final. So that is the issue and the focus point in this moment, and then we will see in the summer what is going to happen." Man United will rekindle their interest in Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot this summer, as Red Devils eye a free transfer after missing out on the Frenchman last year. Man United attempted to sign Adrien Rabiot before he signed a new contract. The Frenchman will be available for free again and is wanted at Old Trafford. Manchester United will make another attempt to sign Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot, according to reports. The 29-year-old midfielder has impressed for the Serie A side this season, but his current deal expires at the end of June. United made an attempt to sign the Frenchman for free last summer, but the player's high wage demand saw interest shelved. Rabiot, whose mother and representative Veronique is a former